Welcome back to Session 0, where I discuss Dungeon World every Wednesday. Today I'm going to fulfill a promise I made to my subscriber Jonathan and chose some solo play in my hex crawl. Before I begin the solo, there are a few things I want to explain, but you can skip ahead to this timestamp if you want to jump right in. Number 1, the rules and grid for my solo hex crawl are part of the download files for my Dungeon World Oracle deck found on DriveThruRPG. It's a print and play deck for use with Dungeon World, to which I've included a link in the description. Number 2, those rules are in constant testing and revision, so I'm not going to update the files until I have a few more major revisions. I'll note the changes that affect the current rule set as they come up during play. Number 3, this is the hex map I made during my creation procedures, which you can see in this video. And I want to give a special thanks to one of my subscribers for using it to create this map. Thank you Charles F. Bryant II for sending me this map. It's awesome. With that out of the way, let's get into solo play. The biggest change to the rules I've already made is adding a new step at the beginning of the game loop, which is to review your narrative. I have played and recorded a session of solo play, but the video and audio were pretty bad, so I trashed them. I did have some fun and interesting narrative come out of it though, so I'm going to go ahead and review it. I didn't yet know what the holy relic I was seeking actually was, so I had a scene with Lady Anika where I asked her. I searched for a random Magic the Gathering card, which was an artifact with the word holy in its flavor text, and I got just one result, the Arcane Encyclopedia. I renamed it the Codex Arcanus, but Lady Anika didn't tell Brienne what it did or why she required it. I then started in media res by chasing off a centaur that had intended on killing the helpful good vampires Lucian and Varys in the ruined village of Dunstan. But I decided to retcon the centaur to a pair of goblins because I'm going to plug in an adventure front I made for one of my inspiration videos into this hex here with the troll. Finally, the reason Brienne even went to visit the vampires was to find out what, if anything, they knew of the Codex Arcanus. They told her they knew its name, but little more. They last heard of it decades ago in the desert city Marcia to the south, which gives her a destination. With my narrative reviewed, I can go on to step B, which is the travel decision. Brienne can stay in the Dunstan hex or travel to a neighboring one, and of course she'll travel. She can go due south through a region where little to nothing grows, or southeast through a region with trolls. I'm going to have her head southeast so I can show off how to integrate an existing adventure front into an ongoing campaign. So I'm going to go down to the camera now, and the audio will change some, but hopefully not too much. I'm going to make a whole video about integrating a front into your Dungeon World campaign. But for now, I'm just going to say I'm going to add this front. It's Trouble in the Valley. I made it in one of my inspiration videos. And it actually helps me explain narratively some of the stuff we see in this hex. These villages, Dunstan and Lorne, are abandoned because of the goblins, orcs, and troll. And this hex with no vegetation is because they've stripped it of everything useful. All the resources they can get from there, they have gotten. So that's a plus when you can look at your map, look at your front, and make a good connection between them. Next, I'm going to check my faction reach, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently than the rules say. I'm just going to compare the number to the faction reach of the given faction. So, helpful good vampires have a reach of 3. They will not be in this hex. The arrogant evil soldiers, the thunder cavalry has a reach of 4. They will be in this hex. That's really interesting. And the creative good dancers have a reach of 4. They will not be in this hex. It is interesting that the thunder cavalry is here. Maybe that's because of the orc infestation. Is that the case? Are they here because of the orcs? No, and in fact, they're here for me. They have somehow tracked me to Dunstan, and then they are following me into this hex. So that's going to be interesting. Next, I need to ask the Oracle, is it a quick journey between Dunstan and this hex with the trolls? No, but that's a non-monster encounter, and I'll probably just call that non-combat encounter in the future, but for now, I'm just going to say no, it's a non-monster encounter, but it could result in combat. So now we need to draw 2 more cards and take a look at those and use all of that, plus the fact that we know the Thunder Cavalry is here, to make an encounter. So I draw these 2 cards. I'm going to use all 3 of them. And one other thing I'm going to do, anytime I draw a 6, I just realized that's out of focus. Anytime I draw a 6, I'm going to shuffle everything. Let me move these out of the way a little bit. There we go. Anytime I roll a 6, I'm just going to reshuffle all the cards. So let's take a look at these cards. So I'm actually thinking of 2 things right now. Number 1, I'm going to mark the first Grim Portent off of my Thunder Cavalry danger. They're here, but they're only stalking me from the shadows. So I'm not going to encounter them. I think I am going to encounter this ranger, and the ranger, I believe, knows what's going on, so he can give me a warning. So let me shuffle these in, and then I'm going to flip a card and see if that's the case. Is he going to warn me? Is he going to leave me be? Let's see what the case is. So the question is, does the ranger warn me about what's going on? Yes, he does. The ranger does warn me. His name is Medlin. He's kind of a courteous, neutral. Well, let's go with the courteous, but let's say he's chaotic. He is a chaotic, courteous ranger, and he's going to tell me what's going on. He's going to inform me about the troubles here in the region with the troll and the orcs and goblins, and then he's going to go on his way. So at this point, I have known as the GM that the orcs and things are here, but now Brienne knows as well. So that's going to cause her to sneak through the terrain, trying to not be seen. So what I'm going to say is that's defy danger. She's trying to sneak. The danger is that she's still going to be seen. She's going to get +1 to her DD roll because she's a halfling. 4 is okay. 4 + 2 is 6, plus my 1 for halfling. She does get it. She is a 7, but I'm going to have to give her a hard choice or some type of bargain, some kind of worse outcome. So let me think about how I can resolve that. I think with this result, what happens is she hesitates, and that's going to cause her some extra time. I think there's a patrol, and what happened was she hesitates and just kind of freezes in place while this patrol goes by. What that means is she's not out of the woods yet, literally, kind of in this case. She's going to have to continue to sneak, which is going to mean more defy danger rolls. And all of her stats are 0 or -1. She does get that +1 to DD, so this could be pretty important. Let's go ahead and make another DD roll with the same danger. She's trying to sneak. Is she going to be seen is the danger. Starting off in a 1 is not good because the 1 plus the 1 for being a halfling only gives her 2. This card needs to be a 5 or higher. And I got the 6, which is actually pretty nice. That still is going to give her that 7 to 9 range. And I think in this case, I'm going to give her an ugly choice. She can continue sneaking in this way and just get by. She's always just going to be sneaking. She's going to have to keep making defy danger rolls. Or she can get up and leg it and try to get through here a lot quicker. It's still going to be a defy danger roll, but it's going to have a different type of outcome. Now the danger isn't being seen sneaking. Now the danger is being seen running, which is going to have different consequences. So because I rolled a 6, let's shuffle these up. Let's do one more defy danger roll. I am going to get the +1 for being a halfling. Okay, that's a 6 already, so she is going to succeed. That's an 8. Here's the thing, though. This defy danger wasn't to be caught sneaking. It was to not be seen running. So now she's going to have a different type of hard bargain or ugly choice. So I think what happened is it's just a single goblin, let's say, that has spotted her. So does she, this is the hard choice I'm going to give her, does she want to drop down, back into the foliage and not be seen? Or does she just want to go confront this goblin? I think she's going to go confront this goblin. Goblins are easy to defeat. They have only a few hit points. So I think she's pretty confident she can defeat this. So before the goblin can run and make noise to attract more goblins and orcs, she's going to whip out her axe and try to attack. 2 is not good. I'm going to need a 5 or 6 to make this a successful hack and slash. I get a 2. That's a 4 total. She is going to mark XP, and I just think she was too slow. So the goblin just started screaming, "Hey, there's a Hume over here." Actually, it's a halfling, so he probably wouldn't say Hume, but hey, there's someone over here. Let's get him. And so just to be fair, I think there's just goblins around at this point. So let's see how many goblins hear that and join. 2. 2 more goblins come in, and now she's going to be in combat with 3 goblins. So I think what she does, especially because she knows her axe is huge. It's messy and forceful. So she's going to take a side swing with the goal of just cleaving 2 of these goblins right in half, like from the hip up. So let's see if she can accomplish that. If she doesn't accomplish that, she's going to be jumped, and all 3 of these goblins are going to get an attack on her. So let's see if she can pull that off. It's 2d6 plus 0. She has a strength of 0. 3. I need a 4 or higher to make this hit. 5, thank goodness. She gets an 8. So she is going to deal damage, and because of the way I said it narratively, she's going to get to do damage to both of these goblins. She does a d10 damage. The first goblin takes 6. First goblin was just cleaved in half. It took him from just above the waist all the way across its chest. The second goblin, 10 damage. It did the same thing. It cleaved completely through this second goblin as well. Now, the third goblin is going to get an attack. Or to be more accurate, I'm going to get to make a move with that third goblin. I actually think deal damage is one of the most boring moves. So I'm going to use one of their moves, which is retreat and return with many more. This is really going to put a clock on us now to get through this hex. And I suppose I should have said it a little bit earlier, but these are not necessarily 6-mile hexes. Each hex is only as large as it needs to be narratively. It could be small, it could be large, it could be, 3 or 4 football fields wide if that's what the narrative needs. It could be, quite a bit larger than that. I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle these because I have quite a few out here. It could be 10 miles across. It's not a set number of miles across. That's all I'm trying to get to with that. So what I think I'm going to do in this case, Brienne is just going to leg it. She is going to take off at a full sprint. And I'm not even going to defy danger here. What I'm thinking is I'm just going to ask the Oracle. She's at a full sprint. Is she noticed by any other goblins? Or maybe the better question is, has the third goblin that got away gotten to some reinforcements? I'm just going to give this a 50-50 chance. I feel like if I make it likely, it's going to happen. If I make it unlikely, it probably won't happen. But we'll see what happens with a 50-50. Yes, the goblin did make it to get some reinforcements. And now the reinforcements are catching up to Brienne. So now we are in kind of a dire situation. I'm going to roll a d6 this time to see how many orcs there are. And of course I get a 6. So right now there are 6 goblins that have come to attack Brienne. So I think what she'll do, she'll try to be a little bit intimidating and just kind of flick the blood off of her axe. The blood and gore from the 2 goblins that she cleaved in half. She's gonna say something like, my axe is thirsting for more blood. It loved the blood of your comrades. Does that have any effect on any of these goblins? Yes, but only a couple of them. So I'm going to roll a d6 again, and I'm going to treat 1, 2, 3 as 1 orc runs away, 4, 5, 6 as 2 of them run away. Okay, that's actually good. 2 of them will run away. So now I only have 4 to deal with. And I'm not real sure why I rolled a physical d6 instead of just drawing from the deck, but I could have just drawn from the deck for those d6 rolls. I think what she's going to do, she's going to do the same thing she did in that first battle. She's going to try to catch 2 of these goblins with 1 kind of side swipe. So let's hack and slash. It's +0. 4 is okay. I need a 3 or better. 10. Ooh, baby. I get a 10. 10 is good in hack and slash. I'm going to deal my damage. I can take 1d6, or rather I can add 1d6 damage and take a hit from them. I think in this case, because there are so many of them and I'm probably going to take damage anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do regular attacks on them. The first one takes 5 damage. Same thing. He's going to get cleaved right in half. Second one that she hits takes 8 damage. Again, cleaved in half. The blood and gore sprays through the air. Some of it flecks in the face of the remaining 2 goblins. Those remaining 2 goblins, though, are angry. One of those remaining 2 goblins was the goblin from the first combat, so that one has seen 4 of his friends or comrades go down. So he's out for blood. I did have a couple 6s pop up, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. I think what these 2 guards do, or these 2 goblins do, the first one just yells charge, and they come in at the same time against Brienne. And I think because it's both of them attacking at once, I'm gonna do two d6 and take the best one for damage to Brienne. Well, it's gonna be a 6. Best of those two is a 6. So she's gonna take 6 damage. She has 2 armor, so she's gonna soak that, but she's gonna take 4 damage. Writing that down. That takes her down to 7. Now she's gonna wince in pain and just kind of look at the 2 goblins, and maybe she's gonna spit in one of their faces. That first goblin, the one that yelled charge, the one that she's seen in 2 different combats now. She's going to not go for a double swipe again. She's only going to go after that one goblin and hope to intimidate the last one into running away. So she's going to take another hard swipe at this one remaining goblin and yell, "You just didn't learn, did you? You want to go the way of your friends." Hack and slash. Boy, it sucks to start out with a 1 because now I need a 6. 3. This goblin has seen her in action now a few times. Kind of knew what to expect. Even though she didn't go for the double swing. Come on, focus. Even though she didn't go for the double swing, it kind of knew what to expect. So it dodged out of the way. This is bad because I think both of those goblins are going to get an attack on her again. I don't know why my camera's not focusing, guys. It's like just bouncing up and down all of a sudden. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Best of 2d6 damage. 5 and 3. 5 reduced to 3. She's going to take 3 more damage, taking her down to 4. She's a merciless fighter, but she's not necessarily a good fighter. She's going to look him in the eye and say, "I think you're making a mistake, boys." She's going to take 1 more swing. And this one, she's going to go kind of overhead. Try to take this goblin right in half, right down the center of his body. Hack and slash. 2, come on, 5, 3. That is really bad. Because these 2 goblins are going to get another best of 2d6 attack against her. 2. That's good. That would be reduced to 0. If I draw a 5 or a 6, Brienne is going to go down. 4. Best of 2d6. 4 minus the 2 is going to be 1. She takes 1 more damage. She's at 3. And I guess the damage would have had to have been a 6. If I'd rolled a 6, she would have gone down. So now I think she has a really hard choice to make. Is she going to run? Or is she going to try one more time to kill this leader goblin and force the other one to run away? I think at this point she realizes she needs to run. So she is in combat with these 2. She's just going to turn tail and run, try to get out of there. Going to be defy danger. Because of her small size, I'm going to give her the +1. Let's see what happens. 5. That's a really good start, and I probably should have attacked. 3. That's a total of 9. Now here's the choice. I'm going to give her an ugly choice. She can move in such a way that she can get away from both of them, but if she does so, she's going to have to move further into the hex, meaning she's going to have to make more defy danger rolls to leave. But she can move in such a way that one of the goblins is going to get tripped up and not be able to pursue, maybe twist an ankle or something. But one of the goblins is going to pursue. So I think I'm going to go with that choice. She's going to go in the direction to try to get out of the hex, but one of the goblins is still going to pursue her. And I think what I'll do, like in mid-run, she's just going to turn around and swing her axe like a baseball bat and try to cleave this last goblin in half. If she misses, it's going to be bad, because she only has 3 HP remaining. Let's see what happens. She's going to turn around, swing it like a bat, try to chop this one remaining goblin in half. 1. It's not a good start, because I need a 6 to land this hit. If I don't roll a 6, it's going to be bad. 4. She misses. She swings wide. With a look of glee in his face, this remaining goblin is going to just stab straight forward, trying to puncture Brienne's armor and stab her in the heart. It's d6 damage. He rolls a 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. It glances off her scale armor. She's gonna, on the backswing, as she swung it like a baseball bat, and now she's gonna swing it back in the other direction, trying to cut him in half one more time. 6 is good. No matter what I roll now, I'm gonna get my hit in. 9. So Brienne gets the final swing she needs. But the goblin is going to get to make an attack as well. So this is going to be damage basically done at the same time. So I'm going to roll my d10 and my d6. 4 is enough to cleave the goblin. And he brings his sword down, but it clangs off of her armor. She takes no damage, and a bloody stump of a goblin is left in her wake. At this point, I'm going to move on to the reflect stage. I'm done interacting with that hex. I think she's going to make it out now just fine. And what I'm going to do is update my narrative. I'm going to note that she met a ranger who warned her about the situation. She fell in with some goblins. She killed one, she killed another, but they called in reinforcements and she had to fight some more. Finally, she cleaved her last foe and was able to get away. I think that's where we'll stop for this session. So that's it. That's a little solo play which combined the hex crawl I randomly generated and an adventure front inspired by the Lord of the Rings LCG. Let me know in the comments if you liked it and if you'd like me to continue. I'll let you decide where Brienne goes next. Should she turn south and head for the destination of Mercia, or continue southeast and head into the dungeon looking for loot? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and comment if you enjoy my content. It really helps the videos reach farther into the community. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back next week. Have a great day.